everybody in the video online world. Yes, it's me, Miss Isabel Marie 13, coming from Wednesday, April 4th of 2012. Today is day 80 of the Favao Fitness Challenge, and I'm happy to report that I'm down 2.5 pounds since my last weigh-in on Sunday, so that means I'm down a total of 44.5 pounds. I'm feeling great, I'm looking great, I am very, very excited. This is going to be one of the most humbling videos I've made, and I kind of wanted to take you guys on a journey with me because I have a confession to make. Some of the people that have been following me have noticed that I've been speaking of going through challenges, and since we're wrapping up the last week, I wanted to kind of share my experiences with you guys and let you guys know what exactly those challenges were. So, as you guys know, I'm not really one to shy away or hold things in and stuff, but I wanted to let you guys know that I had a couple of big challenges come up in the Favao 12-week reset challenge, and that was going towards the end of week 6, the beginning of week 7. Literally on a Friday, I found out that we were losing the place we were staying and we needed to be out on a Monday. Unfair, yes. Unjust, yes. But sometimes you can't help the people that are around you and the people that, you know, are in control of the situation, so to speak. So literally, I found out Friday that Monday the utilities would be off. It wasn't even the end of the month yet. The end of the month would be that next Wednesday, and we just basically had nowhere to go. So talk about, you know, a surprise. Talk about packing up your whole life, putting everything together, and trying to figure out where to stay, like what's next, you know, what I do. So that was a really, really hard time for me. I actually went and there was only 3 apartment buildings in the little town that I lived in. One I wasn't poor enough to qualify for. The other one didn't accept pets anymore. And we had our little dog. And then the third one had no vacancies at all. So it was a scramble. It was hectic. I did the best I could with the situation. And what I did is that Sunday I made sure to prep all my food for the week, because in case the person that, you know, was doing the kicking out was serious, they might, you know, shut the utilities off, which they did. So with that came a lot of challenges. I didn't know what the next step was. I was a little bit defeated, a little bit heartbroken, because how do you go from losing a, you know, huge, beautiful home that I worked, you know, hard to make happen and to put together and stuff, and then just, you know, because of somebody else's selfishness. And it was kind of ironic because this person that was somebody that I trusted, you know, the better I got with the Favao program, the more upset they got or more unhappy they got. And no, it wasn't somebody I was dating, nothing like that at all. It was just somebody that I happened to want to partner up with and take this journey with me and stuff. But like I said, the better results I got in Favao, the more angry they became, and I just learned a lot about their character through this experience. So what do you do in 4 days? You know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday comes and you have nowhere to go. Luckily, I have some great friends in my life and stuff, and I literally kind of showed up on one of my friends' doorsteps. They knew a little bit about what was going on, and they were nice enough to offer their RV for us to stay in. And I have to say that that was like a hard thing for me inside. As a mother, I felt like I failed, and it was just a terrible time. So I'm going to give you a grand tour of where we were staying for the second month of Favao. It was 4 weeks before we were able to find a place to go. It was a very hard transition because I had a huge kitchen and counter space and, you know, everything ready to go, from going from 2,400 square feet to a couple of hundred square feet, going from having all your stuff available to you where you know where everything is, to like having to pack up everything, throw it in storage, and not know where the next step was. It was kind of hard and kind of humbling, so let's get on with the tour. Yeah, so let's do it. Now, this is where the magic happens. I actually ended up buying a piece of fabric from Hobby Lobby because there was no place within the RV that had a clear wall where I could take, you know, my videos and my pictures every week. So this is kind of where the magic started happening. This is what I had to improvise with, and my little tripod is still there. The good news is we're already out, so, you know, this is bittersweet coming for the last time to clean everything out, but you do definitely need to plan and prepare, you know, even in emergencies, try to do the best you can. We put our little DVDs in here, and up here I actually had all my Tupperwares and my Rubbermaid storage bins. I would move this chair every week to do my pictures, my photos and everything, and to have more space. I got the little tray tables back there, and when you don't have a lot of space to prep, what you do is you improvise. I went to Walmart and I bought this really nice fold-out, you know, table, and I would put it here in the corner and prep and do the best I could with the Favao. So that was a little interesting. And then it just fell. Ouch, on my foot. I definitely learned how to work on my feet and do the best I can. I brought 4 appliances with me, and here's the handy dandy blender, of course, to blend all the shakes. Here's my little rice cooker, which ended up being a lifesaver because I ended up just improvising and doing everything from rice to shrimp on top while I was doing the rice and shrimp combo. I boiled eggs in there. I even steamed spaghetti squash, different vegetables that I needed. Back here is the electric skillet for my eggs, my pancakes, anything that needed to be, you know, heated up, I did that as well. And I got my rotisserie with me as well because for all the meats and stuff like that. So this is like the extent of my counter space, guys. Here's the stove, which we didn't have because there was no propane available to use, so we didn't have a stove the whole time. Up here's the microwave, you know, the cabinetry and stuff. And in here is where I would put all my, not that one, all my Favao baggies, everything that would be prepped would go in here, and I would know, you know, to grab my shake stuff and things like that as well. Right here where my foot is, I brought my scale. One thing I can say is because I knew, well, because that weekend I knew what was going to happen, I made it a point to hurry up and grab. I put together like 2 or 3 boxes, and I made sure I grabbed the most important things to me, which was my Tupperware, all my Favao supplements, all my Favao food. I'll show you a couple of things that were really important to me on this journey of improvising and self-discovery. I'm laughing now, but it wasn't actually pretty funny. I cried. I cried a lot for the first couple days because I felt very defeated, but let me show you what was important to me. Here's the to-go stuff and the travel cups and the Tupperwares. I brought this with me because I got it for Christmas. One of my friends knew that I love the word believe, and I brought it with me. It just kind of helped motivate me, keep me going and stuff, and God, I feel like I'm going to start crying. But that was really important to me. Like I said, here's the scale. I put up this little curtain so I could do my videos in the background. Wouldn't be ugly and awful. And this is where I put the food out, and I would prep it as best I could. I would put the little table here as well. And if you could imagine, me, little me, I was able to, somehow I was very motivated, inspired. A week after we settled in here, my printer and scanner all in one was in the storage. And I was really inspired to get moving, and regardless of circumstances, I was going to move forward. So I found a way, by the will of God, to lift up this 120, 130 pound printer, drag it in here, and I actually set the chairs like this back to back because I had it here, and it was gigantic. It was really big, and it was funny because the first time I plugged it in, I accidentally cut off all the electricity in the whole RV, so we learned not to do that. One thing that I made it a point to do and to bring is my vision board. This is something that was not going to stay at home. It had to come with me. It took me 2-3 weeks to finish this up. And just, if you could see the places I'm going to go, things I'm going to do, the car I'm going to drive. These are on the sides. Over here, it's the places we're going to go to. Thailand, mangosteen. You know, the kind of person I want to end up with. Over here is like personal assistant, chef, all that good stuff. But if you look at the middle, the majority, the big part of this whole thing, let me see if I can get the whole thing in. Wow, that's big. Is my body. What I want to look like, my health, my fitness, things I want to do. This was very inspiring to me. I put it on my refrigerator. I don't know if you guys remember that. And on the outside of the board has all the things I want to look like, but on the inside has all the things I need to put in my body to feel nourished from the inside. And that's my #1 New Year's resolution, is to make 2012 my bitch. So this is something that was very important to me, that regardless of circumstances were going to come with me. So let's keep going. These things, these little things I brought from home, I made sure to take them with, you know, the things that my son would make me over the years. And also that's that picture I just showed you guys. It says you don't get it by staring, you don't get it by wishing, you don't get it by drooling, you don't get it by hoping, you don't get it easy, you get it by getting off your ass, working for it every second of every day for the rest of your life. So I made sure to bring that. Over here I put all of our non-perishables. I put my stuff on top and my son's stuff on the bottom. So, and there's very little left. We're on our way out, so we wanted to make sure we took it. So now imagine going from a big refrigerator to just this. Is it possible? Absolutely. The crisper drawer was kind of big, and I just improvised the best I could. So there's a little door and stuff, and I would have to literally, you know, make sure I didn't buy anything extra and then get rid of the stuff that I didn't need for the next week. And up here, this is the Favao fridge, the fridge Favao made, the freezer Favao made. And as you can see, all the other stuff that I froze from before came with me as well. And, you know, that was a little humble accommodations we had. So if you're standing from walking in, not very much space, guys, but you do what you can. You know, you do the best you can with what you have, and I'll tell you more later. So here, ta-da, here's a little thing. Now here's the bathroom. I don't know who designs RVs, but let me tell you, designing RV people, you need to get it together. One thing I'm going to say is, for this toilet here, I don't know who designed these toilets, but whoever did, I will spare you the details on this. This is not like your regular average toilet. If you've ever been in an RV, ever been camping, you know what I mean. And whoever designed that, and designed it for aliens, I guess, with really strong, tall, skinny legs and a tiny butt, because that thing was way too tall for me. Here's a shower. However, we didn't have a shower. The shower wasn't functioning at the time. So for me, when you go to the gym and you work your butt out and they say earn your shower, for me it actually was literally, because I actually would have to go to the YMCA, work my ass off at the gym, and then I'd have to take a shower afterwards. That's how I showered. My son would shower in the house. He felt more comfortable there, but I didn't want to be a burden, so I showered at the YMCA. So, but I will say this, for the first week and a half, yeah, about a week and a half, 2 weeks, we didn't have water at all. So how do you Favao, especially with your detox and your cleanse at night? What you do is you find a way to do the best you can, the will to move forward, right? So I would take my detox in the daytime, so I would calculate what time I would have to go to the restroom. This way, when my friend would lock up her house at night, we couldn't get in, and we would just be able to not have to use the bathroom. So this is what you got to do sometimes. You know, it's not pretty, but it's doable. So here's a little sink, you know, little thing, and here is the bedroom. Me and my son got to camp out and be here, and it, you know, it was, like I said, very humbling experience, but you do what you can with what you have. Trust me, my closet was bigger than this room, but again, you know, we were lucky we had a place to stay at the time because of the circumstances. So, you know, where you put your stuff, your clothes. And I had all my briefcases, my duffel bags here, the little dirty clothes over there in the closet, and a lot of different stuff. We needed a space heater because it was really cold at night, but really hot during the day. And then I actually had all my business clothes here. See, a little Zango bling. Believe it or not, guys, business attire still looks good and still hangs right in any closet, regardless of your circumstances. So I put all my business stuff and my clothes in here. And people didn't know. People didn't know what we were going through, you know. And I just wasn't ready to tell anybody at all. So, the point of this video, guys, I guess that's the grand tour. But the point of this video is, not only did I have to move out once, but I have to move out twice in the 12 weeks. I moved out from the 6th to 7th week into here. And then, like, between the 9th and 10th week out of here. So we spent about 4 weeks in here and stuff, and again, you just do what you can with what you have. It was hard. It was hard the first couple of days because I felt like I failed. I couldn't believe this person was being so cruel and mean to my son and I. I felt wronged. I felt robbed. You know, here I was putting my faith in this person, and we were supposed to, you know, work together and take over the world and do so many great things in business, and they lost the dream. They lost the dream and became very bitter and decided to try to steal my dream. And I remember sitting in here probably like the 4th or 5th day, and there was so much stuff in here, and it was so crowded because you got to remember, I put all my Zango supplements up here. I mean, not just, you know, the Favao, but all my Junie, all my everything, and all my Sun stuff in here, and just things that we would usually use every day. And all of a sudden we had no space, and I was feeling overwhelmed. I was feeling defeated. I was feeling just down. And I was crying and crying and crying. I felt like, you know, such a bad mom and stuff. And my son's over here, and he's like, Mom, it's going to be okay. We're on a great adventure, and it's going to be fine, and we'll find a better house, and don't worry about anything. And that's when it kind of occurred to me. That's when it kind of hit me. Here I was feeling sorry for myself and feeling like a failure as a mother. And I had a beautiful, wonderful son who never once cried, never once got mad, never once got upset, afraid, angry, or anything that he could have done in this whole, like, you know, from one day to the next transition, pulling the rug from under us. And I just realized that I'm not a failure as a mother because I have a wonderful child. Like, he is who he is because I am a great mom. And I was just like so humbled in that moment, and I felt so good about everything that we were doing. And you know, I was texting, you know, one of my mentors and one of the founders of Zango, just like, oh, you know, like, oh, poor me. And after about 2 or 3 text messages, I was like, yeah, I don't like the way I sound when I whine, so I'll just talk to you another day, bye, you know. And it was really nice to to see that they, you know, made sure they would check in on us and call us and make sure that we were okay. I thought that was awesome and amazing, and thank you guys for doing that. So after about the 3rd or 4th day, after I did my crying for a couple of days, I just sucked it back up in, and then I just realized, you know, it's okay. It's okay. They're not the first person in the world that something's bad happened to. It's not the first time in my life that something's happened. It's not going to be the last. And it's kind of funny because when I win things or when I go after my dreams, like, the bigger the reward, the bigger the challenge is. So I just knew that, you know, something, you know, was on the right track, because as bad as it was, it's going to get better afterwards and stuff. So I was just really excited about that. And I was talking to Robin, who's my Favao trainer, the other day, and I was telling her that, you know, I'm so glad that this happened to me. And I know that sounds funny because a lot of people don't like adversity and they don't like challenges and they don't like changes. But for me, I've learned to adapt so well that I'm glad it happened to me rather than anybody else in the Favao challenge. You know, my heart goes out to everybody that, you know, that are out there that are struggling. I know I've talked to a few of you guys that felt like you were going to quit or that you couldn't go on, or a lot of your circumstances were bad. And I was like, thank God something like this happened to me, because I wouldn't want this to happen to anybody else on their journey and they have to feel like they'd feel like they have to quit. You know, I can do this. I can find a way, whether it's showering at the YMCA, whether it's, you know, going to the gas station to use the bathroom if you have to, or whether it's, you know, making the best of a not so good situation and learning how to Favao with, you know, a rice cooker and a blender. You know, I'll gladly take the challenge. And, you know, I'm a pretty tough girl, so why not me? I think I was really blessed with this experience because, you know, when you want something bad enough, do you just say it or do you really mean it? And I really meant it. I want this Favao Fitness Challenge title. I want to go out there and to inspire other people. I want to finish this for me and for my son, and just to look good and feel great. And that's what I've been doing, you know. So yeah, it took a lot of preparing. It took a lot of thinking on my feet and a lot of improvising, but I did it, you know. And then we got another house. We got a beautiful 4-bedroom house, you know, that's even bigger and beautiful, and nice people that live around us, and, you know, nice neighborhood, and just great. You know, we got better than what we had before, and I'm so blessed, you know, for that and stuff. So it all turned out the way it was supposed to be. And I didn't know that I was going to tell you guys right away, because I didn't feel like I wanted to say anything. I felt so embarrassed and ashamed and, like, you know, like I said, a failure. But I realized, like, the real people in my life, my real friends, they wouldn't care about those things. Like, I wouldn't for them either. And I also realized that this is just another story for this stage. And then I wasn't sure that I was going to say anything because I didn't want pity points either. But, you know, this is the truth. There are going to be times and challenges in your life that come up. There's going to be circumstances and people around you that you can't control or change. But you can control your outcome. I'm not done writing my story. I'm the author of my story of my life, and I'm going for it. I'm not letting anybody get in my way. I'm not letting anybody stop me. And I really, really love the fact that I was able to persevere in the middle of a challenge, in the middle of my own challenges. And like I said, imagine having to move your whole life in 3-4 days and having nowhere to go. And living in an RV, you know, without the common luxuries of a restroom, of running water, of, you know, a shower, bathtub, you know, just things that your normal everyday routine consists of. Imagine having to, you know, figure out how to do the simplest things. I mean, it's kind of tough sometimes when you're in that situation, but like I said, I'm tougher. So that's it for me, Mrs. Bummery 13. So I've had 3 houses in the last 3 months with Favao. Our first house, our RV house, and now the house we're living in. So it's one for every month, I guess, almost. But it's been great. It's been great experience so far, and I'm so proud of all of us for doing this. Again, I'm down 44 and a half pounds, I believe. Yeah, so 44 and a half pounds, almost 45 pounds. I feel really good and really excited. I am just over the moon. I look good. I feel great. And this has been the best journey I could have ever taken and given myself. So, again, this is Isabel Marie 13 saying that if you ever have a challenge in your life, just remember, if you're going through hell, keep going, because it doesn't last forever. And I always tell people, everybody goes through winter to get to spring. So I see spring around the corner, and I see me in a bikini in that springtime. So if you guys would like to follow my progress, please do. I am at facebook.com/IsabelMarie13, youtube.com/IsabelMarie13. Also, you can go ahead and go to www.screwdiets.com to learn more about Favao and how you can look and feel fabulous. And let's see what else. I will see you on the slimmer side. And again, with Favao, healthy never looked and tasted so good. Bye, guys.